Recently, I did the Larapinta, an extreme desert walk, 232 kilometres across the McDonald mountain ranges. And it was fundraising for an Indigenous women's group based in Alice Springs, the NPY Women's Council. The NPY Women's Council provide a whole range of support for Indigenous communities. What we were particularly raising money for is to support their law and culture meetings, so a meeting once a year where the Indigenous women all get together, and it's a really enriching sort of 3-day meeting for them where they get to understand what the issues are and how Indigenous people can help themselves. From Alice Springs we drove out to Mount Sonder, which is the highest peak in Northern Territory, and we set off there at 2:30 a.m. on the first day so that we could get a good 30 kilometres in that day. And we started off in the dark with head torches on, climbing up this mountain, got to the peak in time to watch the sunrise. Just such a great way to start the walk, and we spent 11 days completing the remainder of the 232 kilometres. The actual countryside itself is so beautiful, and the vistas and the peace, the feeling of space, and no roads, buildings, masses of people. It's very, it has a big impact on you. And I can understand better the connection that people have to the land out there. The Indigenous women of the Women's Council were actually sort of our guardians. They welcomed us to the country before we started. And at the end it was National Sorry Day, and they had a sort of welcome back parade for us effectively. So we marched into the telegraph station at the end to a line of flags and people cheering for us coming home. We had the Lord Mayor of Alice Springs come and thank us and talk about, how do we preserve a lot of the beautiful things about their law and culture and language, their peaceful nature and the way they understand our land. How do we preserve some of that knowledge going forward?